day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine, gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies, push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground, turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It is Wednesday, so it's Small Project Wednesday. I'm trying to get everything fully set here. I normally get it done within my 60-second lead-in, but I forgot to start streaming to Facebook, and I was like, what's going on? Why isn't... Oh, I forgot to say stream. So, it's up and going. It's so Wednesday, day before Turkey Day. Hope everybody's having a good week. Everybody should be off tomorrow. Well, kind of. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of business you work in, but I'll probably be working some myself tomorrow. I'm planning on streaming tomorrow too. So, alright. I think everything is finally up and ready. We're gonna do vertebrae bracelet tonight. I'm gonna make one up for my wife. It's her birthday today, so. Oh, I forgot to mute. Might be getting an echo for a second. Mute that. Okay, there we go. Now things are better. So yeah, we're working on the vertebrae tonight. I've done this weave several times. Actually making a slight change in it tonight, but I've made it in round, I've made it in square, I've made it in stretchy inside, stretchy outside. I've never mixed square and round though, so tonight that's what we're going to end up doing. I got the wrong pieces of rings I need, right? Yeah. So, we're doing a large version, so we're going to use some larger rings. I have fun with this weave. I actually need to make up a few more just for my inventory stock myself, especially stretchy ones. They seem to go pretty quickly, so we're going to work up one for the wife, and if we get enough people in tonight, we're going to do a giveaway for one of them also. We're going to work up this one for the wife first, and they're fairly quickish weaves, so I figure we might be getting into another, get this finished up pretty quick, and then get into another one, and I'm going to, we're going to do just a anodized silver, so it's covered, it's not VA, it'll be anodized aluminum, but we're going to do a silver version, up and down. I was hoping to actually get it done before the stream tonight, but I never did get it started up. Well, take that back, I got like 4 rings into it, well, 4 segments, and just been a busy night, and I was like, oh, I better eat. I probably would have been able to finish it up, but I did stop real quick, because I was like, oh, I haven't eaten today. Well, I guess I did have this weird little chicken biscuit thing, frozen chicken biscuit, but it was one of those little small things, so it wasn't a whole lot to it, but that was this morning, and I was like, yeah, I better get something in my belly, so. But I was looking through the wife's jewelry that I've done through the years, sitting there, and looking at them all hanging on her bracelet hook, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I've ever done a vertebrae for her. So, I wish I would have thought about it beforehand. I probably will still get some at some point. Get some silver. Fine silver, and make her this and weld it up. If I would have thought about it, I would have got it for tonight and did that for her for tonight, or for her birthday. And worked on that tonight, but yeah, I was looking around at bracelets today going, what haven't I done for her? It's her birthday. I haven't made anything for her in a while. And I was completely shocked that I hadn't done a vertebrae for her. And then I started thinking about it, and it's like, yeah, you know, I mean, I've made up quite a bit of vertebrae, but I did make them all up at one point. Well, not a long time ago, but... And so then I was like, well, I do need some stretchies. And then so I looked through my event stock that I had of vertebrae, and I was like, this is all I have? Okie dokie. I actually still need to change up the name on the website for it, because I kind of ran across this weed before I really knew chainmail names, and I believe I called this millipede, because that's what it kind of reminded me of. It wasn't until, you know, like I said, I've done chainmail for a long time, but I did a lot of things and came across a lot of weaves that I had no idea had a name per se, and so I kind of named them myself, so I just knew in my head what I would call it. And it wasn't until I started really studying and looking at things that I'd already kind of learned before I learned what they were called, or seen pictures of them and etc. And found out it was called vertebrae, whatever. So I do have to kind of remember to change the name of it myself. If I call it millipede tonight, don't, you know. I had a version I called millipede, another one I called centipede. It was more without the double centers here. And on hers, this one, she likes silver stuff anyway. This one I'm mixing in, my square inners are going to be black ice. So you probably can't see much of a difference on the camera between these colors. Well, I mean, silver and black ice, but you can tell when you're looking at it in person for sure. I've done her a few black ice pieces, black ice and purple she likes. So, all right, and she's more into the silver stuff, so she doesn't really like gold, and she doesn't mind the color stuff too. So, but she likes it when I do fine silver stuff for her. So, I might do one in fine silver, and then finally get some arginium. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Because I've actually still have never worked with that. It's always been fine silver, and I guess I have done some sterling silver, but I didn't like working with it too much because it tarnished it up so quickly. And I keep hearing arginium is definitely not as tarnish resistant, so I figure, you know, well, maybe I should give it a try and see what it's like, since I haven't worked with it yet. But I like working in the fine silver stuff, so it looks good and pretty quick and easy to clean. But alright, so that's basically what we're going to be doing here, is just two little units. You got your bigger ring with the inner smaller ring there. Then they lay over top each other, and then you put a ring connector on it. It's basically just kind of like a 4-in-1, but with different ring sizes, so it kind of changes all that up. I think that's one reason. You know, there's a lot of these weaves like this when I found them before I actually learned about them on chainmail places. Was just because it was kind of I'd take some of the basic things that I knew and just kind of play around, and I was actually playing, and I had two different ring sizes that fit inside each other, and I started connecting them like this, and it's kind of like King's mail, where you kind of double up the flip over. Oh, that ring flipped around on me. It gets a little crazy at first till it can start holding its own shape, and then you still have your ends that want to flip around on you until you get clasp rings on there. Oh, man, just come up through the back then. But it's a fairly simple weave, so like I said, we should easily finish up this pretty quickly during the stream, I would imagine. I didn't look up how long it took me in my notebook, but I know I've done them pretty quick, so. And a lot of times I can always tell by the prices I have on them. When I was looking through my event stuff box, not supplies, but items that I had the price on there, so I kind of was like, well, this will be a quick and easy one too. And I didn't go looking through. I was like, I still want to make her own color one, but it just reminded me, it's like it had been a little while. I wanted to actually see how much I had in stock of it, so that if I needed some, I could add it to my list of needs for our next event. So, which by the looks of it's going to be a little bit out, which kind of blows a bit, but crazy times, getting everything organized, and some of these events that are finally starting to come back and all that. So we weren't in a full total lockdown area, but a lot of these events that are inside have been not necessarily canceled, but some of them have a lot more restrictions and stuff. And with my wife's issues, happy birthday. I haven't said that yet, even though I said it's her birthday. Happy birthday, wife, Tara. But she has her own health issues, and she tries to help out as much as she can, and she wants to help out. So I have to make sure it's something that she'll be able to do and help with. So, and inside stuff still got a lot of rules to it, so kind of giving it a little bit of a leeway. But it has been a good year overall for us still, even without. We've only done 2 events this year, which is definitely a lot less than normal, but alright, come on. That kind of thing is going to happen sometimes. I'll kind of hold it up here now that we got some more chunkages in here. Kind of give you the overall look at this, and I actually think I want to try to do a sheet version of this and maybe make it graduated, because I make a small version of this too. This is kind of using the larger of the rings that I would normally use, but they do have, there is a smaller version that I've made of this. It's a pretty neat little weave. Like I said, I don't know. Now I kind of wish I would have pulled out my book. Then I could have got exactly how many I needed for the size I'm making. I'm going for about 7 3/4 to 8. And that's about what the wife will fit on most things. She likes a looser bracelets, so I was making them a little larger than what would actually fit her nice, but she likes them to dangle. It's probably why she catches them on a lot of stuff though too, because she doesn't have them tight, and so she'll catch them on things when she's doing stuff. So I do have that other camera up a little high tonight, don't I? Quick looks around here, everything. I made sure it was working good tonight. Yeah, it looks like everything's going. Looks like it's streaming to all the places it should, so thanks for dropping in, and if you happen to want to and everything, give us a like, give us a share, give us a heart, give us a happy face, give us a smile, whatever it takes. Help us in the algorithm, get us out there on more people's walls. And we stream to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So don't forget to check us out on there. If you have accounts on those, go over there, give us a like, give us a follow. I personally am starting to really kind of like the Twitch side of things. I mean, I still don't know everything that I can do within the system, but I like, definitely like parts of it. And I'll say one of the bigger things, the people that I follow, if they've got Twitch will, I mean, you can set it up where they don't send you an email, but I've been having to do that for Mailworks, which I talk about Mailworks quite often. Great stuff over there at Sean at Mailworks. Normally I don't get Facebook notifications for his streams anymore for some reason on Facebook. I've gone through, everything's checked the right way, but how I know when he's streaming is because I'll get an email from Twitch saying he's streaming. So I end up opening up both Facebook and Twitch, and I'll chat with him through Facebook, but I'll watch him on Twitch. I know, strange, but it's just what I do. I like to do things strangely. But if you happen to see this, and if you're watching now, I don't know if I've got any viewers or not. Looks like maybe one over on YouTube, maybe. Oh, let me go click my thingy here. Okay, make sure that stuff's on top so I can see it easier. Once the program's running, I really don't need to see it. I'd rather watch the comments area. But yeah, if you're over there, if you're anywhere watching on any of these, you can tell the happy birthday to the wife here in the comments section. She might see it. I know she's not watching right now. She hasn't been feeling good this week. So, she's just kind of been vegging, watching some TV and just trying to eat and feel good, but kind of sucks for her birthday, but, you know, she does have her health issues and problems, but I just want to say happy birthday to her. I think her and the daughter up there, they probably are watching Masked Singer or something. I keep hearing a little bit of laughter going on. First I thought maybe they're watching my stream. That's when they normally laugh at me about it. Oh. Daughter just got back home not too long ago. And yesterday I was busy working up laser orders. Had a few more laser orders to take care of, and now I've got a few more too, so I'll probably be working on them on Friday. And then I've shipped out some, and then the others are for local pickups, so I'll be going and doing that Saturday. I'll have some driving and going dropping off some laser work with customers, so I do thank everybody that has done that. If you're over here watching my chainmail, you know, go check out the laser stuff too. I'm adding new stuff to it all the time. I'm actually going to be adding 3 new items to my laser line of stuff. I just put in orders today for that, so I'll be getting those in and getting some pieces put up on those, so have to check those out. Alright, flip over, flip over, flip over. And you guys need to flip around. I probably should go ahead and put in, maybe I should put on my, come on. Flip over the other side, darn you. There you go. Now I screwed up the other side. Figures. Well, real quick while I'm thinking about it here. Do I have any? No, I don't have any of those. Do I? I've got a square. Let me grab another sized ring here real quick. Do I have them over here maybe? Oh, yeah, there. I can use these. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and grab my clasp. And let's go with the larger. Maybe, let me check. I think 16 will fit through these. Let's check real quick here. But I believe they do. Oh, we're on to the other camera now. But I am using a stainless steel clasp, so. Oh no, no, it's not. I guess that was the 18, and then I got some that are even smaller that barely fit 18 but fit 19 very well. So that's the way we want this to go. I'll go ahead and put it on here. Now I shouldn't have to worry. It still might do a little flipping, but it'll be easy to pull apart. Once you just grab it and kind of give it a quick shake and stuff, everything will flip back to where it needs to be, if it even wants to flip. But so there, that's done. And let's get these guys back where they need to be. And now I only have one end to worry about that happening on. See how it kind of wanted to flip there, but you just, you know, since now you have a center that's stopping these two from going side to side. Let's see here, we're at about a little over 4 1/4. Just trying to think of how many more of these I'm going to need to put together. I'm pre-closing up my 2 center rings. Just makes it easier and quicker for me anyway. Let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, we're only 20 minutes in. We're more than halfway done. Well, about halfway done with this. I'm trying to think of how much longer I needed to make this. It's kind of wide. I'm going to probably take it up to where I'm measuring flat. We'll probably go up to about 8. Let's see, 8 1/4 probably. And then that should give us about 8. Once closed up, we'll see. If I need to put another one in, I can throw in another one, but figure, like I said, make this up for the wife. Give it to her after the stream. We already kind of decided this year we weren't getting each other birthday presents. And I've already got her Christmas present, and I think she's going to be crazy over that. Something I know she's not expecting at all. So, what was that? Well, big boy's getting up on the desk. That's unusual. He has been doing that last few days, though. I think he's been feeling pretty good here. A little spunk back in his giddy up, I guess. He'd been jumping up on the on my desk and rolling around in front of me, and he hasn't done that in quite a while. He used to do it all the time when he was younger. And then when he started going upstairs several years ago, he had less time doing that because he was upstairs most of the time, sitting on the wife's lap. And now that he's not going upstairs, he's getting a lot less loving, so I think that's why he's been getting back on the desk a little more often. But he has a hard time jumping up that far anymore. Like I said, he's getting older and he's got his own health issues, but he just won't go back upstairs right now. Trying to wean him to get back to going up there, but he's just scared of the wife right now. She got mad at him, and then within that same time of getting mad at, he had a vet visit he had to go to, so when he came back from the vet after that time, he did not want to have anything to do with upstairs, so we've been going probably a good 6-8 months now that he hasn't gone upstairs. I'll get him to kind of come out of the room and think about going, but then he'll hear something. He just gets spooked ever since that last visit. He's been a little more skittish since his last vet visit. I don't know what happened. I mean, it was just a normal blood draw visit. I mean, they were doing poking and prodding because they were checking out some other things too. But, you know, he's just, ever since the last vet trip, he just been a little more skittish. Doesn't want to go upstairs. I mean, I don't necessarily blame him. I mean, but he has a harder time on the stairs too, and I think that's part of it. He's just, you know, being a diabetic and everything. His jumping is not as much as jumping anymore. Spends more time kind of sleeping. And he can still make okay jumps, but he just doesn't seem to want to. Other than getting on my desk, like I said here this past 2-ish weeks or so, he's been jumping up on the desk, which for him, that's a tall jump. Especially as big as he was. He has lost some good weight, though. That's the thing. He needs to go back to the vet again. And I'm just afraid to take him. I know because he hates the cat crate. He sees it and he runs. So I have to hide it, and then that makes it worse because you're getting him and you have him under control, and then as soon as he sees the cat crate, he starts flipping out. And so you have to hold on to him a little bit more and try to force him into the crate. He kind of was getting a little used to it there for a while, but then, like I said, he was just, after this last visit, he sees the thing and he just bolts. So, I'm going to have to, though. He's got to go get checked out again, get his blood work done. I don't want to draw blood, and I don't even know how to draw blood on a cat, or a human for that matter, but I almost wish I could. We're half tempted to use a mobile vet, but then I'm afraid that'll make things worse too. But like I said, he's getting older. We know he's at least 10 years old. Well, I guess now probably 11 to 12 years old at minimum. Not sure how old he was when we kind of took him in. I know for it should be at least a year because it was the neighbor's cat. He used to sit in the window, but me and the kids, we've kind of argued a few times, is that was it him that was in the window, or was there other cat? Because they both look, they're the tiger stripe. So, and they're gray, and the window's kind of far away, but we're just not sure if it's the same. If it's the same one, was it one of the others? Was it we just seen a mixture of both of them? So he could be another year-ish to 2 older. I mean, he still looked teenager-ish, kind of, when we took him in. But part of that is he just wasn't getting fed well there. Because we were starting to feed him through the fence when they kicked him out of the house because they weren't feeding him. And so then he got bigger and bigger fairly quickly. So you kind of wonder, was he younger or just not getting very much? And then he came here and we kind of spoiled him and overfed him, and then he got fat. He got to be a big old fat boy. He's lost quite a bit. That's the other thing, is I want to get him weighed. I guess I could try to weigh him here with all my equipment, but who knows how that would work. But I know he's definitely, you can tell just by petting on him, you can see the sides of him. Definitely he's not as plump as he was, and I think he's getting more back into a healthy size, I should say. We have gotten him special food to help with his diabetes, so maybe that's part of it that's helping. But he's definitely, I think he's doing better overall. But he's getting up there in years. And I've said it before, the youngest cat we have in the house is 8 years old. So the oldest cat is 16 to, well, I think it's more 17 to 18, to be honest with you. Right way? Yeah. Gotta make sure I was flipping it the right way there. Because she came in when we first got the house, so she's probably 17 years old, because we've been here about 17 years now. Hard to imagine that. I say that at times, and I think about it going, has it been that long, really? And I'm like, well, yeah, it has. I mean, we had a kid in grade school, a kid not in school, and I think our oldest was in 6th grade at the time. And so you can imagine she was in 6th grade when we moved in, and now has 4 kids of her own. So yeah, it's like, yeah, we have been here a while. Still doesn't seem like it. 10 years sounds right when I say it, but then when I think about it, it's like, yeah, it's been well over 10 years. We're getting closer to the 20 side now, so it's like, wow, it just seems kind of crazy to me. And we've done a lot of stuff to the house since we've been here, a lot more things I'd love to do, but it's still weird to think that, because when we were younger, there was a lot of moving around and stuff, and now we've gotten older and kind of finally got into our own place instead of apartments. I guess that kind of changes things up when you're not living in apartments all the time. Which, in a way, I didn't mind. There are things I do hate about apartments, but there are definitely some other things I do like about apartments. But, I don't think our realtor really liked it, but when we bought the house, she was like, how do you feel? It's like, well, it feels good. It's nice to have our own place. Why is that? And it's like, well, just because, if I want to do something, I can do something. If I want to go over there and pee in the corner, I could. Well, she didn't laugh, but, it's like, I didn't necessarily mean it that way, but, just being you can do what you kind of want to do. You don't have to, And I guess some people don't take care of apartments and, everything, but wherever we live, we try to always, keep up on everything and not purposely do things and blah, blah, blah. So, because we lived in our townhouses for probably 11 years, I think, before we bought our house. And, I mean, that was a townhouse. It wasn't necessarily an apartment, but, we'd lived there for a little while. But I'll tell you, the management there was just horrid. That's why we finally had to get out. And I liked it. You got plenty. I mean, we actually had more room there, paying less than what we're paying on our mortgage, but it was 3 stories. I don't think the wife could do that anymore for sure. It's kind of a basement level, first level and second level. The basement, though, was a walkout basement, like here. I think that's one reason why we chose this place, because it had a walkout basement. I've gotten kind of used to having a walkout basement, so I was like, I don't want to have a basement that's just all enclosed and it's hard to use, can't get things in and out. So, yeah, you're going the right way. Thought for half a second I was going the wrong way again. Can that camera catch this now? See it a little bit better, maybe? Probably too close now. This camera you can't get too close to, that's for sure. Yeah, it looks like I need to back up some. Had to wait for the delay of stream to see it myself. We're 30 minutes in. This bracelet is definitely past halfway. I wonder, I figured I was going to give it a quick measure here. So I've still got several lined up ready to go, and we'll probably need most of those, but yeah, possibly. Let's see here. It looks like if I go off the top one, it'd be 3.5 of them makes an inch, so that'd be another inch. So basically, like 2 more inches there. That might be about right on, actually. Because then I got the end to capture for the clasp attached to, so I actually might stop one less than what I have currently made up. Well, we still haven't got any viewers tonight, so if we get a lot of people here that show up here pretty soon, we'll do a giveaway. 3rd Wednesday of the month. I need to say that more often during my streams to remind people so they can invite friends and family or whatnot. But 3rd Wednesday of every month, we're going to do a giveaway on our stream. We tried to last month, but we didn't get enough people. I want to have at least 3 people. I want to have a drawing. I just don't want to give it to the person that's here. But don't get me wrong, if you are here and you're the only person here, I do appreciate it. It's great to have, just even if it's just one person, somebody to chat with. I get John in here on occasion to chat with. So it's always fun to do that. But, you know, I want to do little fun things for a giveaway. I've got a couple ideas for games and little things I want to do the, you know, have the drawing style. Back years ago, I still run a crunching website for a crunching team that I'm part of for Bow Inc. They do a lot of number crunching. Use your spare cycles of your computer to. When I first started, it was for SETI, searching signals from space. But there's all kinds of other programs out there that you can do. There's math programs, protein programs, all kinds of different things. Some of them are silliness, but some of them are more science-based. I used to run and I still run their website for them, and it's my team too. I crunch with them, but they have we used to do members of the month type things, and I'd always have fun little games to kind of play for anybody. Everybody that was active for that month. I'd put in a pool, and sometimes I'd just have a quick drawing out of a hat. Other times, you know, I'd play dartboard and put everybody's name on the dartboard and just throw a dart wherever it landed. I didn't try to aim, and I'm no dart player, so if I hit the board, I was lucky. One time I went to the top of our basement stairs. It is kind of open to our kitchen. We have a vaulted kitchen, and the stairs just kind of come down from the hallway, kitchen, living room corner. And there's a big wall there that's just open for the kitchen. So I put a cup down at the bottom, and I made little airplanes out of everybody's name and threw them down, and first one that landed in the cup won, you know, little things, silliness like that. And that's what I plan on doing for the giveaways here. And if you go back, I have video on Facebook, because I used to do giveaways just as posts, and I used to do little games like that too. We had one time, cats love boxes, so I put out 3 boxes. No, I think I had 5 boxes. I don't remember how many boxes. It was more than 3, I do know that. One of those 5 people wanted to get into the drawing, and so every box got a name. They were pretty much all the same box. And we let the cat decide whatever box that she jumped in was the winner. One time we had the grandbaby with names dangling off of a bar above us, above him, sorry. And first paper that he went to grab to pull off, that was the winner. So do all kinds of silly things. I'd like to kind of do something like that during a live stream too. I used to videotape those so I could put them up, and figuring I could do little games here. A few ideas I want to try. So if you're not here tonight and you're listening to this later, don't forget to check us out at least every third Wednesday. See what's going on. Try to get in and giveaway. Like I said, tonight's giveaway is going to be a vertebrae bracelet like this. All silver though. Let's see, that puts me at the 1. And this, yeah, maybe I was right on. We'll put this last one in here and then go ahead and close it and see where we're at. I might have to take it off and put in one more, but we'll see. And we're, 36 minutes in, and with my jabbering. Let me go ahead and grab my... Close that door. Let me grab a drink too. Kind of talking already too much. Ooh, hiccup. Don't you hate a hiccup when you're trying to take a drink? I do that all the time. So, I'll get this one together. Put the last little rings on it. Give it a measurement. See where we're at. So I'm going for about in between 7 3/4, 8 inches. I might have to do a little adjusting for her. It depends, and see how she likes it. I know she's seen it before, but yeah, she didn't have this weave, which I already had one open. Duh. Which, like I said, surprised me. She's got so many different weaves of bracelets. It's unreal. I mean, when you're a chain mailer, yeah, wife and kids get a lot of stuff. You know, the son, somewhat, he's not into wearing jewelry, so he's got some keychains, and I made him Punisher inlay. So he's got some stuff, so. Alright, let's add on the big boy here. And connect her up and see what we got. So there it is. Top camera can get it, can it? Let me move it on up here so I can kind of zoom in here and kind of, yeah, there we go. So that's that weave there. Kind of different with having a center square ring. I wanted to do something a little different this time, so. Alright, let's latch her up here. And see what we measure. We're probably right at 7.5 actually. So if I add on one more, because if I'm put it on, back out here. Under my table here, I have a tape measure that I had printed out. So whenever I'm doing stuff, I can just measure real quickly here. I guess some of the mail boards people make out there, which I'm actually starting to consider making some myself, because I have the lasers. I have a lathe thing, I forget what they call them right now, where I could make my squares and stuff and all that pretty easily. So I've kind of considered doing my board, and then I could print out a thing on the board too. But so let's see if I'm at the end of one and I go 2 more. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, well, let's just add 1 more. I'm afraid if I go 2, I'm going to be up over 8 inches there. Where's my closure? she is. So we'll go one more here. There's one more from there to there. It's about a 1/4 inch, so it should take me up to about 7 3/4 with adding one more. It's about a 1/4 inch per, I guess. I guess I could figure it out by counting what I've currently got. Alright, there's one opened already. Pre-open this one, I suppose. Alright. Kind of doing this left-handed. That felt weird. All the others I've done right-handed, so it was like, why am I doing it? Why does it feel weird? It's kind of like a weird story that was a couple years ago. But it has happened a couple times since then, too, that I was in the shower, taking a shower. The first time this happened, it was a multiple day of weirdness in the shower. What did I do with the big one? I didn't put it in here, did I? Yeah, I did. I put it in the weave. Duh. I was in the shower. I just gotten in. It had been just a couple minutes. And, it was one of those days I hadn't eaten really well. But I started feeling it. I didn't feel weird in the shower. But all of a sudden, it was like I couldn't start. Things were getting blurry. And I'm like, what is going on here? I was maybe like another minute or so. And I was like, all right, I got to get out. Something's happening here. I'm having blurry vision. I feel fine for the most part, but what's going on? I get it out of the shower. I turn off the shower head and grab the towel to start kind of drying off. And the only time this has happened to me, since I can't even remember. I mean, it would have had to been back when I was a kid, for sure, back in school days, because I've never had that happen to me since. If it did, even then, I don't ever remember happening before. But I had my glasses on. They were fogging up in the shower. And I'm all sitting there worried, thinking that it wasn't until I started drying off and I hit my glasses and they moved on me, and I was like, oh, my glasses are on. I'm such a doofus. And so I was like, I can't believe I just did that. And I felt really stupid. And started back up the shower and finally finished off my shower. It was so weird. Wrong way. Go the other way. There we go. There you go. It was just a strange feeling, but then it was actually the next day. Did I twist that around? No. So yeah, that took us up to about 7 3/4. Yeah, it's about right on 7 3/4. I always go by the middle of it. Because the one side I'm hitting 8, the other side's about 7.5. So, right in the middle gives you the 7 3/4. But I got them back in the shower, started getting my shower going, and I thought for a few minutes while I was showering, I don't know. For me, I've kind of got. I always figure people have their own system of taking a shower. To me, there's always a certain order, I go through, and so I started doing my order, and I was thinking how stupid it was that I got in the shower with my glasses on and all that, and I'm like, okay. But after about, I'm not even sure how long it was. There was a point, I'm standing in the shower and I'm washing, and I forgot where I was. I mean, not like, I didn't forget that I was in the shower. I forgot where I was in the cleaning process of the shower. I always work from one place to another, and at that particular point, I was sitting there going, what's next? Where do I, and for the life of me, I could not figure out where I was. So I was just sitting there going, for about a minute going, I've done the arms, right? And I've done the belly and the back. Did I do my legs? And I'm sitting there just wondering, what have I done? What have I done? And I finally, after about a minute, I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit here and think about this, and I'm going to be in the shower even longer, because at that point I was like, how long have I even been in the shower? Normally, showers are normally in by the time I close the bathroom door and come out 15, 17 minutes, you know. And so I just didn't even know where I was on how long I was. So I was like, all right, screw it. I'm just starting over. So I basically just pretended like, okay, I just got in the shower. I'll start the cleaning process and go through my process here. It was a weird shower day, that's for sure. All right, so there's that one. Let's see if, like I said, I don't think you can probably tell in the cameras, but the centers there are black eyes. Just a little different. I'm going to throw in a little bit of something. Really can't tell too much unless you look at it, so I think the wife will like it. We'll see. Let's see, how many did I do on that one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's 25 to make that. So we'll go with 26 on this one. Unless we do give a giveaway here tonight. And like I said, I had 4 chunks going. I was hoping to get the bracelet done. I'm still using square on the center. Maybe that would make a difference that you'd be able to see it more. If I compare the two side by side, you might be able to see that the centers are a little different. Am I on my side camera? Yeah. I don't know if I can get it turned the right way to see it, but the 4 chunk one is silver. The other one's the silver and black eyes. I don't know. Little camera can pick it up if I can get close enough. I mean, you can kind of see that there's definitely a difference between the shading of the two because of that. So, this other one, like I said, I'm just going to do a silver. And then next couple days I'll be working on some stretchy versions. Because I'm going to have to do a few of those. Go ahead and get out these rings. So that I can get out my clasp. Oh, I could put on, that would make it a little shorter, and I haven't put them on a lot of things yet. Let me go ahead and grab one of these. I'm going to put on this one, I'm going to go ahead and put on the other side that opens, yeah. Because I only need one. If I do it on a sideways, like I just did those, you know, it's kind of big. I need to start having some of these, so I might as well go ahead and do it on this one. The cuff clasp. I've got, I sell these on my website too. They're neat clasps. I don't know if you've seen any of these from some of the other places or not. I guess they're on this camera now. But they open up and they're a little handcuff. Neat little handcuff clasp. We'll go ahead and put that on this one. Yeah, that's the right way. Yeah. And they fit 16 gauge. I think somebody else that sells these only will fit 18 gauge, but the ones I got will fit 16 gauge without a problem, obviously. And I closed that up without putting it on there, dummy. Alright, so we'll use this as our clasp on that. It means I'm probably going to have to come in at about 23 centers. Because that in itself, let me see how long is that in comparison. Turn around here. If I was to put that in there, it would take out, yeah, it would definitely take out 3 chunks. So we'll go down to 22 on this one, 22 of them. So, and we've got 4, so I need 18 more. We'll just go ahead and pre-close up 18 of these, 18 centers, and then start putting them together. Because we're still under our hour already still. Now we're at 48 minutes, so we'll see if we get it finished or not. We might go our full hour and a half tonight. Like I said, I always try to plan for an hour and a half. Minimum of an hour, up to an hour and a half at most. I like to finish up a little bit before 9 my time. A little bit before that hour, because that's normally when Sean will do his streaming if he streams that night. He doesn't have a set schedule, but he streams quite a few often, which does remind me. Let me go ahead and get him. Can I get him at Mailworks on my board tonight? Oh, come on. You're there, almost. We gotta get him just right. There it is. Mailworks. There's the link to Mailworks. Oop, I guess I gotta have print enter. If you're on Facebook, I don't have my keyboard easily enough. Hopefully that's one of the things that will change. I'll be able to type easier into YouTubes and Twitches. But if you're on those, check out Mailworks, MailleWerx. Type that into, I guess, any search engine. You can find his website that way, but he's on Facebook there, where he does streaming on Facebook. I know he does Twitch, and I think he does YouTube too, so you should be able to find him on those. I know I've attached to him on the Twitch side. I'm not sure about if I did on YouTube or not, but he streams quite often. He's a chain mailer by heart. His business is doing printed chainmail accessory type things, shirts and stuff that have printed chainmail on them, but not just like a square picture. This is like the whole thing is chainmail printed. The whole shirt is. So shirt or leggings and bras and shoes and t-shirts, button-up shirts, jerseys, hats, shoes, seat covers, literally all kinds of stuff. And he's been recently adding in some stainless steel chainmail accessories for actually doing chainmail. Beads. He calls them beads, and I think that's probably what the proper terms are on them. But they're kind of big, half inch almost wide by, inch and a half, 2 inches long, that you can attach chainmail to and make a bracelet out of. They're a really cool looking thing. So, definitely have to go check out his website, his Facebook page, check out his streams. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This will be 13. 13, let's count. 14, 15, 16. 2 more, 17, 18. And then I'll just note to stop there and then fill in the rest. But yeah, Sean over there, he does some cool streams. I like hanging out and chatting with him. He gets a full crew of people into his streams, chatting. I've had some of the people come over and join me at times, so I don't know if it's because, well, he's got a lot more followers than me too, so he gets more people on their walls to see him, so than what I currently do. But I'm hoping to grow. Like I said, we're a little over 300 likes now, which isn't bad. I've never really promoted trying to get the likes and followers, but that was before I started doing the stream. Now that I'm doing streaming, trying to do that a little more often. So okay, yeah, these are, I was like, are these still the black ice? No. Let me grab a quick drink here. Alrighty. But yeah, go over there, check it out. Also, down to just a few weeks here. Check out Joshua Bracken's stuff, Bracken Mail. He's another fellow chainmailer, great guy who doesn't get a lot of streaming done right now. He's got a lot of things going on, but he's got some great products. He does a lot of anodizing of titanium. He's got his gecko titanium and stuff, the sponge anodized, and things that I have done, but I don't like encroachment, whatever. I'm not even sure if that's the right word I'm looking for per se, but I don't want to get into, I could do that and sell the same things because I have made those up too, but that's kind of, his thing, and so I don't want to get in his way. I will probably at some point do some selling of that stuff, but He's got some great stuff over there, so check out Joshua Bracken Mail. Joshua over there does, like I said, cool stuff. I know they're getting into a move here at the end of December, so he'll be shutting down for a little bit, but hopefully he'll be getting back up shortly after that, and then hopefully he can start doing some streaming. I used to go over and watch his stream when I first started doing my streams. It was kind of how my day. I was chain mailing, and Bracken Mail would kind of do an early stream for me. My time locally, it was normally, anywhere from 3 to 5 o'clock he'd start up. And he'd done a lot of other things than just sit here and straight chain mail. So his streams could go a little longer. But then, when he'd get done, that's kind of how I settled on my times. He was normally done by 6. Sometimes a little later. That's why I decided to go myself a little later. Because I originally planned to do about 8 to 8:30 to start my streams. But that's when, now these are all my time, local Central Time. He would, he'd get done, and I'd do some chain mailing by myself before I started doing my streams. When I started doing the streams, it was like I'd see when he's done, and then I'd start up my stream, and then I'd try to wrap up my stream so that I could watch Mailwork stream over with Sean. So there was quite a few days there. It was like just a lot of streaming going on. I was watching people, chatting with people while they're doing chain mail, while I'm doing chain mail. It was kind of fun though. Kind of miss it in a way, but I do have a little less time to watch others stream at this point, just because I have been busier myself. But and then on nights where I'm not streaming, since I don't stream on Tuesdays and Fridays, those had been band days at night, but during the day I made those my laser days. So I had laser orders in between those 2 days. If I got a laser order on Saturday or Sunday or something, I'd put it into my Tuesday run, and if I got it after Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, I'd put it in my Friday run. Alrighty, so that should be all we need to finish this bracelet. Grab another drink real quick. Where are we at here? Just at an hour, and I already got this pre-made up for, like I said, the vertebrae weave is pretty quick, simple, easy-ish weave to do, so it can fly by pretty quickly. A little more difficult if I'm doing a stretchy version of this and making the outside rings the stretchy ones, the ones that I'm currently closing. Just because I have to, all these that I've pre-made up, I have to open up and put through. Now, it's opening and closing kind of the same amount of rings, but it does change the dynamic of how you put it together. If I'm doing a stretchy center version, it's pretty much simple, and it's actually a little quicker because I don't have to close all these. They're already closed because they're stretchy rubber rings. But, I like both versions. There are always things about doing a stretchy version that drive me nuts, but there's also things about a stretchy version that I like. Sometimes it can be the look, but other times it's more the... what am I doing? I wasn't supposed to attach that one to it yet. That's supposed to hold this one in place. I'm gonna get out of there. Let's get these back in place. There we go. Yeah. Which I guess wouldn't look too bad if you just made basically a 1-in-1 chain, but doing it's not really kinged because you're putting two different sizes on that, but there we go. Got a little off for a second. Got used to just closing there for a while. Well, like I said, it's a fun, neat little weave. Nothing super major about it. I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult for pretty much anybody. Like I said, I kind of figured it out before I knew that it was an actual thing. But I probably had a good 15 weaves end up being that way. Things that I'd kind of learned before I would say it before I learned it. Just things when I was playing around, I'd come up with something, and I figured there's probably somebody had done it, because I mean, if I figured it out, and I'd only been, you know, now I have been doing chainmail for a while, but there for years it was just basic, simple stuff. Most everything was 4-in-1 out of just crap wire. Like I said, a lot of it I never did sag because, again, crap wire. You take household electrical copper and strip it down, it's super soft stuff. So, yeah, I'd make rings out of it and I'd twist it into something, but, you know, you look at it funny and it bends. So, you know, that kind of stuff you don't end up keeping. I did have a bunch of pictures of all that, but I lost a hard drive years and years ago that had all my older pictures on, and it definitely sucked. Not only just these, there's a lot of family pictures and stuff that I just lost, you know. One thing I hate about digital, if you get an old style camera and you get, you know, film in it and you have to take the film to get developed, normally you still have the negatives to all that, you have the pictures, you can still lose that stuff, granted, but normally it's a process to lose it, not just like one day your hard drive goes at you and it's gone, you know. That's what I think drove me more nuts. It's just when a hard drive craps, sometimes you can get an inkling that something's going wrong with it. When that one crapped out, it was working fine, and then the next day it was just not working. And everything was gone. That was before I learned about doing backups and all that stuff. But that was, oh, crud. I mean, I have had another issue since then. I did lose a hard drive that I knew was coming up, and and I was backing up at the time, but come to find out it wasn't totally backing it up properly, so I ended up losing that stuff too. Now, luckily, anymore, everything that I currently have, for the most part, is on a minimum of 2 hard drives, if not more. Even with the backups that I currently tell it to do, I have, when I pull out a hard drive because it's full, because my hard drives fill up somewhat fast. I got a lot of band stuff, Booga box stuff that I do. I got a lot of stuff for that, and all was backed up. And when I fill up a hard drive, I'll end up buying another hard drive to back up that hard drive, and then it gets backed up into the dailies again. So they get backed up several times anymore. I will say about the only thing that kind of sucks about that is, in doing so, I have found that I have several of the same pictures, because I wasn't sure if I backed this up at some point, so I just resaved this whole folder of stuff that I had. You know, come to find out later, I just saved it already into this area. I know there's programs out there that's supposed to be able to look at pictures and let you know what's duplicates, but I'm like, you know what? I've gotten better with it through the years. I'll just keep them as is. That way I know for sure it's somewhere. But I've got a lot of external hard drives anymore that I store. That have backed up stuff on it. I mean, through all these years I've been doing band stuff, I've got now 6, 7. I guess I'd have 7 2 GB hard drives full of band stuff, and then I have 4 more 4 GB hard drives of backed up band stuff. Because basically everything I've ever done, pretty much I save it into some type of file, unless I've lost it. Oh, excuse me. Where we at? We're on the above camera now, so probably should just tell it to stay on this camera now for the rest of the time. Oh, come on, lay back down. There you go. If I grab this ring right, jeez. Yeah, I can't get that bug out of my throat. Alright. We'll see how that works. Oh no. tell it to stop that. So I'm going to stay on this screen for the rest of the thing because we won't be too much longer. There's not much more left here to finish. About an hour and 5 minutes. Easily finish it up in 25 minutes for sure. So alrighty. But I do want to, I hope everybody, if you're, I guess, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, if you have a dinner with the family and stuff, I hope you all have a safe Thanksgiving. We are going to go over to our oldest daughter's house. She's done dinner, Turkey Day dinner for everybody, for the family, the last probably 4-ish years. Before then, we had a couple years before that we had it. Then she, you know, when you first get out of the house and stuff, she had 2 of them. She did when she was younger. Before, I mean, shortly after she moved out and started doing her own thing. And then I think she realized, well, that's a lot of work. And then we did it for a few years, and then she got back into wanting to do it again. And I think she kind of missed it in a way. And there, I'll tell you what, there are things I do miss about having Turkey Day here at the house ourselves. But you know, when you got to make a big old thing, to me, it's like I'd rather just have a small group of family. And hers isn't huge, but you know, I used to watch football and kind of do my turkey thing, but Chiefs aren't playing. I really don't watch a whole lot of football anymore. Just really haven't had the time. But we will be streaming tomorrow night. She's planning on having dinner done by our time around 2 to 3. So I should be back in plenty enough time Thursday night, tomorrow night, to do a stream tomorrow night. So if y'all are hanging out and you've eaten all your turkey and you're half asleep, come join us tomorrow night. I'm kind of figure, you know, why not? I'll be home anyway, you know. As normally we can't stay out too long. Wife's oxygen tanks only last so long, so we kind of have to plan our events out to within the time limit. And so we're normally out on Turkey Days about 2 to 3 hours. Kind of depends. She can go longer if we take more tanks, but she's currently on a liquid oxygen, and she can do this thing. Little one you can normally fill up within maybe 2 minutes. But when you're standing there for 7 minutes holding the little things to fill up liquid oxygen, it takes a bit. It gets a little tiring after doing that many times, especially if you just want a quick little trip. And I mean, there are other ones she can normally ask for and get tanks that, you know, the big green O2 tanks that you can, she's got a little wheeler cart, she can wheel one around, and we plan on something bigger, we can get those and do things like that. But she also hasn't been feeling well, so we're honestly not sure if she's going to actually be able to make it over to dinner with us tomorrow night. Kind of depends on how she's feeling tomorrow. The last couple of days she hasn't been feeling great at all. I was hoping she's going to feel better today since it's her birthday, but she slept most of today. Just because she hasn't been feeling well. It's normally how it goes. She'll sleep for 3 or 4 hours, be up for 3 or 4 hours, sleep for another 3 or 4. Feel bad for her, but you know, part of her health issues. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So she does what she can do. What do we got here? An hour and 10 minutes. Got 5 more centers to put here. Probably gonna give it one, we'll go ahead and give it a quick measure after this. That'll be 4. That would be roughly an inch. So we should be at about 7 inches. I don't know if we're going to be at 7 though. It could be. I don't know. Well, I'm gotta take into account that, so we should be a little under 7. Yeah. Taking into account the end ring. So let's see here. Let's get those flipped back around. And we're at basically 6 3/4. So that'll take us about right. So we should be good here. Yeah, I'm definitely kind of digging it. I almost want to get some incrementals. I wish that they had more sizes than what they currently do for anodized aluminum. If I made it out of bright aluminum, I could make up all the size I want. I could have that perfect size. Because if you probably can't see here, there's a slight gap between these two rings. There's not much of one, but there is a little one. I'd like to tighten that up a little bit. One that just kind of fits right inside. Like these, you can see, like I said, there's just a little bit of gap in there. It doesn't sit in there just perfectly, but it is close, and it works well. I'm not saying anything like that, but I'd like to have some that were just almost perfectly tight, and see how that would work. And I'll have to, maybe next week real quick before I start, I'll pull out some of the smaller versions I made too. I think I've got 2 sizes on the vertebra. AKA what I used to call them, millipede. I don't know if you guys kind of see it, but like I said, for me it kind of looked like a little millipede with the legs, the body, and then all the little legs coming down on it. So that's kind of why I called it that for years. No, this is my, it's not the new start. There we go. Well, let's see what else. I have actually watched 2 new movies here in the last few days. Now, it made me stay up later. I'll admit, last night, I didn't make it all the way through the movie. I missed like the last 15 minutes, and I rewatched that part today. So I could finally, just so I could watch it all. But we ended up, The Red Notice. It was actually a pretty decent movie. I kind of enjoyed that. It was like the surprise. It was kind of a little bit of a surprise at the end, but not unexpected, I guess. I knew there was something, trying to figure out what that something was, as I wasn't sure. And so it was, and then after, you finally get the reveal at the end, you kind of start thinking about the rest of the movie, and you're like, oh, okay, this part makes a little more sense. Not necessarily sense, but you can kind of see what was going on. And then we ended up getting the Venom. The new Venom off of Amazon. And so I watched that last night and finished it up this morning. About made it all the way through last night, but I think it was probably about, I went to lay down, it was probably about 3 o'clock because I was finishing up my laser order stuff, getting the pictures, getting packaged and everything like that. And then went to bed, lay down about 3, and I was like, well, we got it. Let me go ahead and give it a try. And it kept me up for most of the time, but then I just got so dang tired. It was finally, I just had to crash. It was like I said, about 15 minutes left in the movie, and I passed out. I couldn't stay up any longer. So I had to finish watching it today, but those were 2 pretty decent movies. I haven't got to watch a whole lot of movies here lately. The only time I can seem to do it is if I'm laying down going to bed, which then just keeps me up longer. Alright, one more here. Almost had enough rings, too. 2 shy on that front. At least if it measures out right. We'll see how it measures out. And but, we basically finished up 2 bracelets in our time tonight, so it's kind of good to get back to a small project night where I could do a couple. Sometimes I have to pre-do a little bit so we can finish it up during the stream, but these worked out, like I said, pretty nice, simple weaves, so it's all good in the hood. Come on, man, really? That was like the last several nights that Sean had his stream over at Mailworks. He'd been working on these juggling balls, and he was filling with these glow-in-the-dark airsoft beads, pellets, whatever you want to call them. And he was putting them through the little hole there, and he'd drop some, and they'd go rolling across the desk. And actually, it was a few days ago, he was on his first one he was doing. He was filling it up and had it held up here, and he dropped it, and it hit, and his one bead come right up to the hole where he was filling and stopped. And I was just like, that would have been great to just see that thing hit, and then just flying out this little hole, like a little ball volcano. I was like, I know it's not funny, but it would have been great to see. It would have been good video. I told him that during his stream. It was. He was like, no, that wouldn't have been funny. Well, I know you're the one working on it. Yes, it wouldn't have been funny for you, but in my mind, just seeing little balls popping out this little hole would have been hilarious. Alright, so this one's done. Like I said, we're using the handcuff clasp on this one, so there are definitely some things I actually like about these handcuff clasps. They're a little easier to get open and definitely a lot easier to close. So, because you can just put it in there and just start doing it shut, just basically like a handcuff. It's got little grooves in it, clasped into place. So, actually, it doesn't look too bad on there. A little different, but oh, I missed my thing here. Yeah, that actually, I'm going to have to take that back apart. We're running about 7 1/4 on that one. So, I need to add 1 more, 2 more. It'll take us 3 more. I should have just went with my 25 that I said at first. I second guessed myself, as usual. Don't stay there. Don't roll away. So I will have to take that and do that. But I think we are going to probably go ahead and call it quits for tonight. That's a good place to stop. I mean, I could go ahead and get those in there probably. And we've got about 13 minutes left. Yeah. I could finish that up in 13 minutes, no problem. But I do think we're probably going to go ahead and call it quits for tonight, though. So, there's the 2 bracelets we done tonight. Looks good. Other than that one flipped around on me again. I guess that's still gonna. At least they don't flip around the other way. So, like I said, these are. You might be able to tell. Maybe zoom in this way. Maybe we can see a little more difference in the how one just looks more shiny than the other. Same ring, same sizes. It's just this one is using the center is a black ice instead of silver, so it pops. The silver one probably pops a little more, but I kind of like the look of that. I think the wife will too, so that'll be hers tonight. I'll give it to her here shortly after our stream. So I do want to thank everybody that's joined us tonight, dropped in, see what's going on. Glad to have y'all. If you're watching us later, it's always great too. If you ever have any questions or comments, you can always post them at any point in time to our streams or send me a message. I'll be happy to grab those. That's where I've been getting a lot of my orders here the last few days. So, I hope everybody has a great Turkey Day tomorrow. And we will be back tomorrow night streaming. So, check us out. Once you're all full and belly stuffed and need something to go to sleep by, I will put you to sleep with chainmail. But, otherwise, again, thank you all. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Turkey Day, and we will see you tomorrow night. Peace.